Alright, so this is 13-6, which is simplifying. So here we are going to be factoring. We're going to be pulling out your greatest common factor. Some of the problems on your assignment, you'll be using the AC method. But what you want to do is you want to have something in the numerator and denominator that you can eliminate. So it's kind of like a puzzle, trying to see the simplest forms that you can write this stuff in. And that's going to mean that we're going to cancel quite a few things out. So I'm going to go ahead and start here at the first example, and there's only 4 of them, so it won't take us very long. This first one we have x minus 4 divided by x squared minus 16. So you should be able to recognize that x squared minus 16 can be factored. So I'm going to leave my numerator as is, x minus 4. And the denominator, I can factor this into x plus 4 and x minus 4. So then the next step is you want to look and see, okay, well, what can I cancel out that's in the numerator and the denominator? And so the thing that I have in common in the numerator and denominator is x minus 4, so I can eliminate those. So my final answer is just 1 over x plus 4. Okay, and again, you can rewind, pause, all that good stuff. Second one, I'm going to simplify. So I'm just going to look at this as 2 separate things. First, I'm going to look at the numerator. I have 2x plus 4. So what I can do is I can pull a 2 out of the entire expression. So I'm left with an x plus 2. And in the denominator here, okay, I'm going to leave my 8. And this x squared minus 4, I can factor that to be x plus 2 and x minus 2. Okay, well, the first thing that I see is that I can eliminate this x plus 2 and x plus 2. It's in top and the bottom. And what I can also do is reduce this 2 over 8, because that can reduce down to 1 over 4. And so what I have left is a 1 in the numerator, and then I have 4 times x minus 2 in the denominator. All right. Third one, this one's going to be a little bit different because we are multiplying. So not only can I eliminate top and bottom, but I can eliminate in my diagonals also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and there's a lot of different ways you can actually start this problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a 4 right here because that's going to give me x minus 3. And then I'm going to eliminate some stuff. Okay, so what I can do is I can eliminate this x minus 3 with this x minus 3. I can eliminate this 4 here with this 4. And then the last thing that I have left over, because remember this is completely gone too. So all I have left over, and I'll rewrite this to make it a little so where you can see it, is I have an x cubed over a 2x. Okay, and I can take away one of those x's because remember this is the same thing as x times x over 2 times x. And so a pair of these x's can be eliminated. So what I have left over in the numerator is I have x times x, which is x squared, and the denominator I have a 2 left over. Alright, and so that's how you do that problem. And then the last one we have division. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to simplify top and bottom, numerator and denominator, and then I'm going to flip my second and multiply to see if there's anything else I can do. Okay, so what I automatically see here is I can factor this x squared minus x minus 12. I can factor that using 4 and 3 since my middle term is negative, and if you need to write this out off to the side, you can. But I know that I'm going to have x minus 4 and x plus 3. Okay, so again, if you need to write off to the side, you know, your negative 12 and your numbers that can multiply to give you the negative 12 and add to give you negative 1, more power to you. But for right now, I'm just going to leave it like that. So what I see on this side is that this x plus 3 on top and x plus 3 on the bottom, these can cancel each other out. Okay. The next thing that I see is I can simplify this x squared minus 16. I can simplify this into x minus 4 and x plus 4. And then I also see that I have x plus 4 in the numerator and in the denominator, so I can eliminate these. So I'm going to make this pretty, as pretty as I can. So on the left side, I don't have anything in the numerator, so I'm just going to leave it as 1, and I have an x minus 4 in the denominator. And I'm actually going to flip this and make this multiplication, because remember, there's a saying, when you're dividing by fractions, don't ask why, just flip the second and multiply. So what I'm going to do here is I have an x minus 4 that's now in the numerator, and I had nothing in the denominator because the x plus 4 canceled out, so that's going to become 1. So really, if you're kind of lost here, this piece, the second half, this was just a 1 over x minus 4, and all I did is I flipped it so that I can multiply. All right, well, I see something else. You can cancel out your diagonals, and the reason why you can do this is because if I were to multiply straight across, this would give me x minus 4 over x minus 4, and so that's why we can eliminate diagonals. This x minus 4 would cancel out with this x minus 4, so it's just 1 over 1, so my answer here is just 1. So all that work for the simplest answer of 1. And that is it. So your work is going to be kind of a little all over the place when you get down to like your operations of multiplying and dividing. The first two, though, those should be nice and neat to where I can follow that. These next ones, I should still be able to see you factoring and canceling out your pieces so I can match up what you're canceling out, but it's okay if your work is not as nice and neat as the problems like the first two. All right, so after this, you should be working on the 2 papers.